video is near and dear to my heart because this is one of my favorite times to go to Epcot, and that is for the Flower and Garden Festival. So in this video, I'm going to give you some information, not too much, or else this video could be over an hour long, and I have found out by making YouTube videos that I tend to jabber on a bunch. So I'm going to try to keep it a minimum, but I will give you some info and some tips at the end, so please stay tuned for those. Check out my Facebook page, Vacation with the Magic by Shelby. Actually, you know what? I just renamed it due to Disney guidelines. So it is Shelby Frick with Vacation with the Magic. So please check that out. And also check out my blog at www.11mama. I will have this information and lots of more details up in the blog. So if you have any questions or want the full menus and the full everything, check out my blog, okay? Also, it would be great if you could follow me on Twitter too. I belong to a podcast, MouseLife Podcast, and we post a lot of cool and interesting things. Okay, so let's get started. And how many times can I say okay in one podcast? Get a little shot there every time I say okay or so. Anyway, all right. Sorry, we had a snow day yesterday, so it's a little crazy here. So first up, Flower and Garden 2018 is going to begin earlier this year than it has in the past. February 28th through May 28th, 2018. And like I said, this is my favorite time to go. We are actually going in May this year, so we get to go to Flower and Garden. I love Epcot with Flower and Garden. The highlights of Flower and Garden, they have what Disney calls outdoor kitchens. What do I call them? I call them food booths. They're pretty nice food booths. They're custom-made food booths, but it's a food booth. There are topiaries throughout Epcot, World Showcase, and Future World. There are garden spaces and wildlife habitats. There are exhibits and couple special tours that happen during this time of year. There is also an outdoor concert series as well. So, food booths, and like I said, I am not mentioning everything. I keep looking down at my notes, so I apologize in advance. I have tons of notes, and I tried to get it all in my head to memorize, but there's way too much going on. So food booths are in World Showcase, but they are also in, I consider it to be Future World. It's across the bridge of Future World into World Showcase. You know that bridge? The bridge with, it feels like you're on the surface of the sun. It feels like there's no shade, even though there are some trees. And then around that way by the promenade, and then off to Canada and off to Mexico. So there are food booths in that area as well. They are open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And they do have alcohol at most of the booths. Actually, when I was perusing the menus for beverages, it was mainly alcohol, and it was hard to find. They do sell water, so that's always a given. But it was hard to find non-alcoholic specialty drinks. Alcohol is served to guests that are 21 and over. They are subject to closure, and food and beverages while supplies last, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so first up, they have, and I will butcher names, so I'm just going to butcher them, and you can deal with me, 6 years of German, and I even went to Germany as an exchange student, and I still butcher it. So you have the Brunn Market, which is the farmer's market, and it is near Germany. And I'm going to give you some standouts for each of the food booths. So the standout for the Germany market, the potato pancakes. They're great. There's one this year I want to try that has ham and onions and sour cream. It sounds lovely. Near the United Kingdom Pavilion is the Cider House. And the food standout here, I would say, would be, if you like corned beef, they have a pear cider brine corned beef dish, or the lemon scone as well. And they have ciders, obviously. They actually have a cider here from West Seneca, New York. Yay, my neck of the woods. So very happy about that. Next up is the Fleur de Lis, and this is near France. And the standout here is what I call the onion tart. And it actually is as a tomato tart with onions and thyme and rosemary and a flaky pastry crust. I call it the onion tart. I will always call it the onion tart. They also have a really nice alcoholic beverage that I cannot wait to try. And I did not take French, so I apologize. It's the La Vie en Rose frozen slushy, which is Grey Goose orange, Saint Germain liqueur, white and red cranberry juice. So I'm going to be giving that one a try. Between France and Morocco, you have Florida Fresh. And this one, they tend to obviously keep everything, light and easygoing. The standout here is probably going to be the spicy blackened shrimp with cheddar cheese grits, brown gravy, and a sweet corn relish. It sounds yummy. The next food booth is Haname, and this is in Japan. And this standout is always the frushi. I found it interesting. I think the texture was a little off-putting. I don't know why, but it was pretty good. I mean, it was good. It's fruit. It's fresh pineapple, strawberry, melon rolled with coconut rice and sprinkled with toasted coconut and whipped cream. And then there's a little raspberry sauce on the side that you can dip in. It's cute. It's really good. They also have sake there. Located near the Mexican Pavilion, you have the Jardin de Festas. Sorry, I apologize. They have, the standout here would be the pork taco. I was really hoping they would bring back the beef taco from previous years because it was so good. But I will try the pork taco this year, of course. I did notice, as I'm looking through my notes, that they changed a lot of the menus this year, which can be a good or a bad thing. Not really sure yet. There is a Caribbean booth, and this is La Isla Fresca. And I would say the standout is the Jamaican braised beef. And it has pigeon pea rice and cilantro, and it's just, the one they had before, it was yummy goodness. It was so good. So I'm hoping this will be along the same lines. In China, there is the Lotus House, and the standout here is always, well, there's two actually, are the fried chicken dumplings or the vegetable spring rolls. Always amazing. Love them. Canada, you have Northern Bloom. And I know in Canada, the standout here is the beef tenderloin tips with a mushroom sauce, whipped potatoes, and garden vegetables. You will notice that most of these sound like a meal, and I will get to that later in my tips. Canada, the big disappointment here was no cheddar cheese soup. That tends to be more at Food and Wine than Flower and Garden, but still would have been nice to make an appearance. But the beef tips are really good. The Pineapple Promenade, and this is always with a spicy hot dog. They've had this for years with the pineapple chutney, but the standout here is the pineapple soft serve. Sorry, hot dog. In Italy, you have the Primavera Kitchen. Now, they got rid of a lot of stuff, but I would say the standout here would be the ravioli, which is lobster ravioli with vodka sauce. I love vodka sauce. So that's the one that's the most standout. And then for Morocco, you have Taste of Marrakesh. And the standout here would be the walnut honey baklava. I'm just going straight for dessert on that one. The picture looked amazing, and I do like the baklava in Morocco, in Epcot in general, so I can't wait to try that one. There is a berry basket food booth, and obviously everything is around berries. The standout here, I'm going to actually say, is a salad, which I tend not to do on vacation. But there it is. It's field greens with fresh strawberries, quinoa, strawberry vinaigrette, and spiced pecans. That, I think, is going to be the standout. Or the dessert, which is the warm wild berry bucco with pepper berry gelato. That actually might be pretty interesting as well. In America, Pavilion area, is the Smokehouse Barbecue and Brews. Now, the standout here, there are two. The beef brisket burnt ends. So you have beef brisket burnt ends and a smoked pork belly slider with garlic sausage, oh my gosh, chorizo, cheddar fondue, and house-made pickle. And you have the beef brisket burnt ends hash with white cheddar fondue and pickled jalapenos. So happy. My daughter was disappointed they didn't come back with the bacon cupcake, the Piggylicious cupcake. She loved that thing, but you know, they also have the pulled pig slider is what they're calling it, not pulled pork. But the beef brisket burnt ends, wow, it's like a Dr. Seuss book. Do you ever have the bee book? My kids had the bee book, and it was everything. That's what it reminds me of. The beef brisket burnt ends is a real good standout. This is the final booth, and that would be the Honey Bistro, hosted by National Honey Board, because it's Honey Bistro. Yeah. I hate puns. So for food for this standout, I would say be the honey tandoori chicken flatbread with the white cheddar cheese, charred vegetables, clover, honey, sour cream, and watercress. Kick out the watercress and I'm good to go. Just don't like them. Now, Joffrey's did something very interesting this year. They have coffee carts throughout. And I actually recommend these. This is my Joffrey's tip for you. When I went on my solo trip, and we get this all the time, I had the little, if you get a package from Disney World, you get a Magical Extras card. And I always have it with me. And the last couple of trips, actually for the last 5 years, my father, hi Dad, goes with us, so he prefers Starbucks. It's known, someday he's going to have to go to rehab for it. It's all good. When I was alone, I went to Joffrey's, and with the Magical Extras, you get a big chunkin' discount on their coffee. But they have coffee booths throughout Epcot. They actually have coffee booths throughout all of the parks. So for Future World, the coffee cart is going to have what they're calling the final lap, which is iced tea topped with frozen passion fruit with vodka. The Port of Entry coffee cart is going to have the Garden of Guava, frozen pink guava topped with rum or vodka, your choice. The American Adventure coffee cart will have a strawberry pina colada, yes please, frozen pina colada and strawberry with rum, yes, and this one too I want to try. Oh, it's going to be drunk. The Showcase coffee cart is going to have an orange blossom twist, which is frozen orange pineapple topped with vodka. You have to be 21, obviously, to order it, or up. I'm up. And then also they have coffee there too, and they have really good coffee. There's a great one, really side note, different park, in the Magic Kingdom, back in Tomorrowland. They had this, oh, I forget what it was called, but it was marshmallow and chocolate and coffee, and oh my God, this thing was incredible. It was amazing. I actually had 2, and I was at the Magic Kingdom for 2 days, so yeah, I couldn't help myself. So next up would be the Garden Rocks concert series. Now these take place in the American Gardens Theater and World Showcase. So if you in World Showcase, there is the American Pavilion. Right across the way on the water is the American Gardens Theater. You can't miss it. It's a mini amphitheater. This is for select dates from March 2nd to May 28th, and the show times are on those select dates: 5:30, 6:45, and 8 o'clock. And all you need is Epcot admission. They're absolutely free to anybody. So you can hear them when you walk by. You can say, hey, let's go in and listen for a couple minutes. If there's seating available, whatever you like. All right. So who is going to be there? From March 2nd to the 5th, you have Night Ranger. They're known for the song Sister Christian. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sing little excerpts. No, it's not. I don't want to do that to you. That's so mean. From March 9th to the 12th, you have Starship starring Mickey Thomas. March 16th to the 19th, Simple Plan. March 23rd to 26th, Little River Band. March 30th to April 2nd, The Orchestra, starring former members of ELO. This is new this year. April 6th to the 7th, you have Foghat. Another new one, April 8th to the 9th, you have Survivor. Exciting. Another new one, April 13th to the 14th, Smash Mouth. April 15th to the 16th, making his first appearance, Rick Springfield. Oh, that's it right there. That's who I need to go see. We won't be there, but Rick Springfield, Jesse's girl. Oh, I know. April 20th and 21st, Jodie Messina. She's new. April 22nd to the 23rd, Lone Star, also new. April 27th to the 30th, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, featuring Bo Bryce. American Idol, right? I think so. I didn't watch it, so I'm assuming it. I think I remember him correctly. He had the really long hair. I digress. May 4th to the 7th, Herman Hermits. Always there. Which they're known for the song, I'm Henry VIII, I am. And all I think of is like, I'm Henry VIII, I am. Henry VIII, I am. Right? Like, is that the song? I don't know if that's a song. Somebody correct me. Please correct me. I don't know if that's a song or not. May 11th to the 12th is The Village People. May 13th to the 14th, Dodd Fedler, formerly of the Eagles. Love the Eagles. I mean, I know it's not the Eagles, but it's close enough. May 18th to 21st, the Guess Who. And May 25th to the 28th, the Spinners. Now, with these, you can get a dining package. So then you have seating available. So you don't have to worry about staking out a seat if there's somebody that you really want to see and you know you're going to be there. It is for select restaurants, and you're guaranteed seating at one of the 3 concert performances of that day. So what is available for the dining package? Well, to reserve it, you have to call 407-WDW-DINE. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you have a dining plan, the regular plan, not the quick service. So the middle plan, which is 1 table service, 1 quick service, or the deluxe dining plan, which is 3. Technically, it says table service, but obviously they're intermittent with quick service. It requires, for the Garden Rocks dining package, 2 table service credits per person. The reservation must provide a minimum of 2.5-hour window prior to showtime, and you're going to have a credit card to guarantee. So even if you have the dining package, you have to put out a credit card to guarantee. It's standard Disney dining reservations. That's how it always is. So I'm not going to go into pricing. Once again, that'll be on my blog because there's a lot. So the participating restaurants are Akershus for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Biergarten in Germany for lunch or dinner. Chef de France in France for lunch or dinner. The Coral Reef Restaurant, which is in Future World in the Living Seas Pavilion, lunch and dinner. The Garden Grill Restaurant, which is at the Land Pavilion for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. La Hacienda de San Angel in Mexico Pavilion for dinner only. 9 Dragons Restaurant in China, lunch and dinner. Restaurant Marrakesh in Morocco is lunch and dinner. Rose and Crown in the UK Pavilion is lunch and dinner. The San Angel Inn Restaurant in Mexico is lunch and dinner. Spice Red Table in Morocco, lunch and dinner. Teppan Endo in Japan, lunch and dinner. Tokyo Dining in Japan, lunch and dinner. Tutto Italia in Italy, lunch and dinner. And Via Napoli in the Italy Pavilion, lunch only. And there are different prices for adults, and there are different prices for kids. And keep in mind at Disney World that a kid is 3 years old to 9 years old. So keep that in mind. Next up, we have the topiaries, the gardens, and the exhibits. There are lots of beautiful topiaries, and my goal this year is to get a picture of every single topiary. So I'm going to take this list, put it on my phone, and just check them off as I go. There's a ton. I'm just going to refer to you to my blog for that because there's a lot, and it lists where they are. So that way you know exactly where, if you want to go see the Beauty and the Beast one, which I always recommend, is gorgeous. It's located at the France Pavilion. Boom. Right? So, and there are some in the Future World as well. So it's not just World Showcase. They're throughout all of Epcot. Exhibits. So once again, for Flower and Garden, it focuses on flowers and gardening. And there are exhibits throughout World Showcase and parts of Future World. Like I said, that whole area across the bridge there by Port of Entry. So you have in Germany, there is an alpine container garden, and you learn more about alpine plants and how they've adapted to survive in extreme temperatures. There's a bamboo garden in China, a bonsai collection garden in Japan, English tea garden in the UK Pavilion. And in Future World, there's Festival Blooms, and this is just gorgeous display of thousands and thousands of flowers, and just the colors are just absolutely amazing. One of my favorite parts of Flower and Garden would be the floating wow. Hang on. Ooh. A little excited there. The floating mini gardens, and these are tiny, petite gardens, and they float them in the water. That's my favorite part. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous with the water and it's going to be my thumbnail for this video, so you've probably already seen it, but that's my favorite part. Italy, there is a garden area to show you how to make pizza from start to finish, like tomatoes and herbs and stuff like that's really cool. There is a purple martin garden. And there are purple martins that come and fly into Epcot. They hibernate at Epcot, or They live at Epcot and hibernate somewhere else. Yeah, but they live in Epcot for some time of the year, so it's absolutely amazing. And in the Morocco Pavilion, there's an urban spice garden with all of the gorgeous spices of Morocco and how you learn all about it. So, and there are a couple more too. There's a rainforest garden, tropical rainforest garden that's new this year, and this is near the Mexico Pavilion, so you get to learn about the plants and animals of the rainforest. And there's a how-to garden and Future World West, and there's a couple more too. So please just check out my blog for more information. Tours. There are a couple tours specific for Flower and Garden. And the first one is Gardens of the World. And this is about a 3-hour tour. Oh, great. Now I have the Gilligan song in my head. Okay, so... Oh. All right, so you get a behind-the-scenes look at the Topiaries, which are just magnificent. This is incredible. I can't keep a plant. I can't keep a plant alive to say I can't do it. Every time I get a plant, I say to, and it's usually my poor father-in-law who keeps trying, do I need to, like, I can't, is it okay if I just water it? Like, is it good? Like, if I put it out, will it live? Because I'm really bad at it. I can keep my kids alive. I can keep pets alive and animals. Plants, I do not have a green thumb. I cannot do it. So the fact that these people can make these topiaries is just astounds me. They're just amazing. And you also learned about landscaping throughout Walt Disney World Resort because that is a full-time job. That is, and it's gorgeous. They do a fantastic job. The tour is $85 plus tax per guest, and the guest must be at least 12 years old. So if you are interested in this kind of tour, if you would like this tour, it is 407 WDW Tour. The tour takes place Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 9 a.m. to noon during the festival. So it's really cool. Check that out. The next one up is the English Tea Garden presented by Twinings of London. And this tour is approximately about 20 minutes. And you can do same-day registration. It's in the Tea Caddy gift shop in the UK Pavilion. Tours are held Monday through Thursday at 3:30 and 5 o'clock, and Friday through Sunday at 1, 3:30, and 5 o'clock. And this tour, you go through and you learn all about herbs and, teas, and they have these cute giant tea saucers. If you've never seen it, they have the saucers with the teacups and they have plants in them, and it's just absolutely adorable. It's an English tea garden. It's absolutely cute. The next tour is the Royal Tea Garden Tour, and this is a guided tour of an English tea garden, and you'll get to enjoy a sampling of tea and scones at the end. This is adorable. So it begins at 9:45 at the UK Pavilion, and it's approximately 45-minute tour. And I just realized I do not have the price for the English Tea Garden Tour, so I will put that in the notes down below if you're interested. For the Royal Tea Garden Tour, the price is $18 per person, which includes tax. That's a steal. Like, if you're interested in one of the two tours, I would probably go with the Royal Tea Garden Tour because you're going to go through the tea garden and the history behind the growing and blending of tea. And then at the end, you go to the Rose and Crown dining room and you'll have tea and scones. And this is so cute. So once again, call 407 WDW Tour. It's $18 per person, which includes tax. And this one says advanced reservations are recommended. I'm getting behind. Okay. So the one tour that's there all year round is Behind the Seeds Tour. And this takes place in the Land Pavilion. And for adults, it's $25. For children, it's $20. And you go behind. You probably have seen, if you've been on the land ride, you'll see the people back in. It's usually a small group. And they do the fish farm, they go over the plants, the hydroponics, and, plant growing techniques, and they learn all about the fruits and vegetables and throughout the land pavilion, the ride. Living with the Land ride. Wow. Hang on. So if you were traveling with children, if you have children or you're taking your nieces, nephews, your grandchildren, there are some great things to do for the kids. New this year is Spike's Pollination Exploration. And this is kind of, if you've seen the scavenger hunts before at Epcot, this is what this is. Kids get to go around. It's a springtime scavenger hunt. It is from February 28th to May 28th. So it's for the entire festival, and they'll get a map and they'll get stickers, and they have to go around in search of flowers featuring the bee, the spike, the bee. Wow, I can't talk today. Oh, I apologize. So to pick up your map, you go to Port of Entry, Disney Traders, Pin Central, or World Traveler. The maps and stickers are available for $5.99 plus tax. There is a cast member and AP discount, and it's while supplies last. And then once the kids have completed the map, they take it back to one of those locations and they'll get a prize. It's really cool. For Easter this year, they're having their egg extravaganza, and this is from March 16th to April 1st. And for this one also, there is a map with stickers, and they go around and look for eggs that look like your favorite Disney characters. So once again, you can pick up your map and stickers at Port of Entry, Disney Traders, Pin Central, World Traveler, and they are available for $5.99 plus tax. Cast member and AP discount does apply again. There are also, during Flower and Garden, interactive play areas that are really stinking cute. This year, they're going to have a couple new ones. You have the Imagination Play Garden, and this is in the Imagination Walkway. There is the How-To Garden, and that is featured at Future World West. And then this one, which always makes a comeback, but usually it looks just a little bit different, is the Road to the Florida 500, featuring cars, and it's along the Test Track Walkway. And also, finally, there is the Florida Fresh Garden, and this is between Morocco and France. And kids, there are some play areas, so kids get to run around and, you know, have fun and burn off some of the excess energy. As I mentioned before, there are exhibits as well, and these are just beautiful to take pictures of, and they are gorgeous. You have Festival Blooms, which is thousands and thousands of festivals. You have the Tropical Rainforest Garden. We mentioned that before. Returning gardens this year is the Butterfly House, which if you have not been, it's really cool. The English Tea Garden, as I mentioned. The Shakespeare Garden, the Urban Spice Garden, as I mentioned, the Bonsai Collection, and many, many more. Please check out my website. I don't want to like go crazy. There's a bamboo one. I mean, I could just be here. We could be here all day. Okay, tips for Flower and Garden Festival. Flower and Garden Festival does not cost extra. So it is free with your Epcot admission. If you have a multi-day ticket, which is what we do, multi-day with Park Hopper, with their, you're fine. You're good. So as long as you have a ticket to get into Epcot, it is free. Some experiences, as I mentioned, do cost extra, but most of it is free. We tend to avoid, when I plan out my time, we tend to avoid Epcot on the weekends, especially with like Food and Wine, Flower and Garden. They tend to just be busier on the weekends, any festival for Epcot. I also will say this about the Flower and Garden. It tends to be more family friendly than Food and Wine. At Food and Wine, my children got to learn about public intoxication. How old were they at the time? Every 8 and 6-year-old needs to know about public intoxication, right? Sure. Why is that, Mommy? Why is that man throwing up over there? Yeah. So, but Flower and Garden, it's pretty mellow. It's nice. It's relaxing. So I just love it. My big tip is if you have a dining plan, any 3 of the dining plan, quick service, regular, or deluxe, you will receive 2 snack credits per person per day for your dining plan, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please check out my previous videos on the dining plan. The food at the food booths, a majority of it, wow, majority, wow. The food at the food booths, most of the food will have that little snack symbol beside them, so they count as a snack credit. Alcohol obviously does not, and the specialty drinks do not, but the food does. And this is huge. So you could go to Flower and Garden, Food and Wine, it's for all the festivals, and have your 2 snack credits, and they're pretty big portions too. And that's how you eat lunch. Maybe that's how you have dinner. We like to get a bunch of stuff and then share, because, I might just want a bite of that or 2 bites of that. And, my husband might just want a bite of that, and have the kids try some things. And so that's what we like to do. Usually that's how we do lunch. And that is actually how we're going to do lunch in May, is we just check out the food booths. We look at the menus beforehand. We think, okay, where do you want to go? And we try to hit those spots. Or we'll just walk around and peruse and read the menus, because all the menus will be on giant sandwich boards out front. So you can just look at all the menus, see the little snack symbol next to it. If you know what the snack symbol is, I'll put that in here. And then, you know what you want to try. And that way, it makes the snack credits so worthwhile for the dining plan. And then it's less, especially if you have the quick service meal plan, then it's like you're getting a table service quality meal as you go around to the food booths, because the food booths are upping their ante more and more every year. I hope this video helps you plan. Once again, I know I kind of zipped through. Like I said, I don't want this video to be an hour long. I'm afraid how long it's going to be already. So please check out my blog at wdw.lovinmama.com. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. That would be great. And I hope this helps your planning process for flower and garden. I know I am so excited. We have about 6 inches of snow. I do my mantra every day, just palm trees, palm trees, palm trees. And warm weather. So I cannot wait for our trip to come. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.